Okay, I think I'm live. Let me see if I can find a stream here. Okay, I think I'm all set up. Let me go on to the. I gotta turn the volume off when it pops on here. Okay, I think I'm ready. Just wait for somebody to get in here so we can get started. I'll pull up my studio. So yeah, I'm just waiting. I think we got enough internet. There's a few flies in here. Gonna have to eliminate them. Hey, Leisure, how was your weekend and how's your week been going? It's been kind of busy here. Hey, Jesse, how you doing, Jesse? So yeah, we're just kind of waiting for some people to get in here. I see there's some people here. Yeah, it's been kind of busy and yeah, it's been going really good. I've been doing a little bit more cars because we're not going to be open on Friday, Saturday. Leisure says it's going. Yeah, that's about how it is here. I'm a little bit wore out, but I'm doing okay. Uh, yeah, last Saturday I think we did like 8 cars, more than the ones that I showed on the video because some kept coming in. Um, and I can look back and see what we did. Yeah, so I had a 2013 Ford Escape come in for a turn signal, and the wiper blades weren't working. But the guy had changed his wiper motors. There's 2 wiper motors on there, and they got to be timed just right, or else it screws everything up. And he had one of the new. Oh, I gotta sneeze. He had one of the new wiper arms. He bought new wiper arms, probably Dorman, and one of those was cracked in like 3 places. So I called him up and told him if he asked him if he had any of the old parts, and he did, and he brought them right over. And yeah, I didn't get out of the shop until 9 o'clock on Saturday. So we had a full day. What else did we do? Oil change on a Ford Flex, and the guy thought we did all the wiper blades too, and the guy thought I think it was $156 for a complete oil change and all the wiper blades. He thought that was a little expensive. Yeah, I did an oil change on an F350, and then that Ford Escape came in, and I thought there was a couple more, but I can't remember. Well, I did work on this Toyota that's behind me. I got everything done on it except I'm waiting for the drain plug for the front differential because he couldn't get it out. So let me pull up a picture of that. So yeah, I took my air hammer to it and just knocked it open. So I'm waiting for a new plug for that. I could not find one on any of my suppliers, so I had to order one on Amazon. Yeah, I did all the oil change and both front wipers and the rear wiper. He thought that was a little expensive. Maybe he was just joking with me, but I took him pretty serious. I mean, if I take the wiper blades, they cost they're not $5 wiper blades anymore. Like I can order some wiper blades that are up to like $40 a piece. My cost. So I think we averaged out like $17 a piece for his blades. Yeah, I had to. He couldn't get it out. It's a 10 millimeter Allen, and he had it all stripped out and couldn't get it out of there. So I just took my air hammer with the chisel blade on it and I knocked it right loose. But I'm waiting for a new drain plug. I don't know how to say your name there, Makwadush. How you doing? Where are you from? So yeah, put it back on me. Yeah, blades are expensive. I have some blades that could cost up around the $40 to $50 range if I want to pay that much, which I don't. That's ridiculous. But that's having its blades, me installing them, me changing his oil, doing everything that we do for the oil change. Air up the tire. We do everything. Air up the tires. Fill the washer fluid for free, and I do an inspection on it. So I look it all over, just a visual inspection. Check everything on it. Put the oil change sticker in it, and I reset the oil life. So that particular vehicle ain't too bad. There is a shield underneath the vehicle. I don't know what you call those, but an air shield that you have to take off to access the drain and the oil filter. So yeah, he thought that was a little expensive. I didn't think it was bad, and Michelle said she didn't think it was bad. I mean, price. Yeah, I'll show you the prices of oil. So I just looked this up and took a picture of it before I came on. Oil prices right here. So right now, if I'm gonna get oil today, if I order oil from AutoZone, this is kind of their brand STP, and it's $31.61 for 5 quarts, and then the Parts Master oil from Auto Value is $30.99. O'Reilly's is $34.99, and then the stuff I get here, the Snap, is $24.55. So we do have Johnston, but I can't get theirs to pull up on the parts tech. They had some AC Delco oil that's gone up about $2 a quart. Though where I got a diesel coming in tomorrow for an oil change, and we just ordered some oil from Auto Value, some Rotella. I think it was like $35 for 4 quarts. So that stuff is almost doubled. So yeah, I got a couple people in here, and so Jesse Jolson here in the chat. She's one of my customers, and she made me a sign. I'm gonna get it out here. I was gonna take a picture of it, but I forgot. I got it hanging right over here, Jesse, right on the front, right on my front bench area. And let me show you. So she made this handmade for me, and I love it. So we go back here, and I think them are Scrabble chips. But yeah, I have customers that take care of me, and I think this is a great little thing she made for my shop. She comes on my live feeds. Hey, Michelle. So yeah, that's pretty awesome, Jesse. Thank you for the homemade sign. I look forward to seeing you in Middlefest. There goes the 5-0. Oh, and as soon as he got by my door, he opened her up. Just showing off a little bit, I think. Yeah, she made that for me. I'm so I got customers that they think about me during the week. So we'll just set it over here. Probably won't be able to see it. Yeah, that's great. Her and her husband, they bring their car here to get the oil changed and whatever it needs. I think I fixed some light bulbs on it once. It never needs too much. It's a pretty nice little car. What else? Oh yeah. So I haven't even cracked it open yet, but I got a new can a root beer 1919, and guess where this stuff is made? Yep, it's gonna rain. I can hear the thunder, and it looks pretty dark out there. New Ulm Brewing Company in Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. So yeah, maybe Benny will come on tonight and we'll talk about root beer again. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever had 1919. But I can kind of show you the collection of root beers that I got going on here. And I know when I'm going on vacation to Florida, we postponed our trip now. So we're not going to go to Florida until October, I think. Because I kind of calculated how much money we need for gas and then spending while we're down there. But we got to save up a little bit more. Plus, if we wait till October, like you guys said, it won't be as hot down there. It won't be an accurate interpretation of what I got to live through if I move down there, but we'll start off easy. But we got to save up a little more money for gas. I calculated we get like between 5 and 7 miles a gallon in the RV. Well, Leisure says it's been raining on and off here in Connecticut. Leisure's in Connecticut. So yeah, so I did that master cylinder with the bad brake fluid and the pedal fade. And then the rear caliper, it was just wet back there. It wasn't like dripping out and it wasn't spraying out. I mean, it could have caused some air to get in the system or whatnot, but that pedal was really fading down. But anyways, I ordered a caliper from AutoZone because I'm kind of mad with O'Reilly's right now. But I ordered a brake caliper from AutoZone, a Duralast one. It was no good right out of the box. The parking brake mechanism didn't work. And then when we were bleeding brakes, I noticed that the caliper would completely retract all the way back in. And I'm like, this is not right. So I'm not sure what could cause that, but I ended up getting one from O'Reilly's, a Brake Best, and it worked just fine. So yeah, the caliper, the original one, it was just seeping fluid. And you know, I can't let that go. If it's leaking brake fluid at all, that won't pass my inspection. The constipation state don't last. Well, it didn't even make it out onto the road. I sent it back and she's like, what? It's bad? And I'm like, yeah, the parking brake don't work at all. And then there's something else wrong on the inside. I said, I don't have time for this. You take it back. So they did. I don't know. Did we get a return slip on that, Michelle? I don't know if we did. But anyways, I got all that done. And yeah, I got a picture of that brake fluid. So yeah, the pedal would fade down. And I mean, I pumped it like 1,000 times just to make sure it wasn't squirting out back there by the caliper. And it wasn't. I never took a picture of it, but it just had gotten enough brake fluid on there to be wet. But we changed out that master cylinder, and I bench bled it. Somebody's going by. I bench bled it like the old way, where you stick the hoses inside and you put them down into the brake fluid, and it gets all the air out. Nowadays, they want you to put little plugs in there. That don't work. So I bench bled it, and usually I don't even have to bleed the brakes when I change a master. And I had Michelle go in there, and it had a nice stiff pedal right after changing the master. So then we changed the. I can't remember. Did we flush the fluid first and then change the caliper? I think we did. But anyways, then we had the caliper trouble. Had to get one from O'Reilly's. I'm a little here. Let me show you why I'm mad at O'Reilly's, because they won't. So far, we're getting down to the last days of our for our parade, and we're getting all these guys. They've all brought in the water and candy so far, and we're working on 2 more. Like maybe tomorrow we'll have the answer on 2 more. But O'Reilly's has said no over and over, and I've given them a lot of crap about it. I mean, you guys are going to be the only ones that aren't on our Ranger for the parade. But they just never really, they don't really care. So I'm going to limit how much I get from O'Reilly's. I just am. They kind of upset me. Leisure says, I like Duralast tools. Go to O'Reilly's for parts. Yeah, I don't have very much problems with O'Reilly's parts. I do if I get a sensor like from Standard, once in a while that sensor will fail. So here's Napa got us water. Napa's the first one there on the left. They got us 2 cases of mini water and a big bag of candy. And then AutoZone got us 2 cases of mini bottles and a big bag of candy. And then Auto Value got us big bottles of water, 3 24 packs. So that's great. We're probably gonna be putting all the signs on my pickup, and then we'll have the Ranger follow behind with the water and the coolers in it, because we're gonna get coolers with ice. Michelle says, I do the hard work bleeding the brakes. Yeah, we've been having to bleed a lot of brakes lately. Even today, I can't remember what did we do today, Michelle, that we were bleeding the brakes. Oh, I worked on this GMC Sierra 3500, and man, those calipers were. I worked on it for an hour trying to get the bleeder out. Like, I welded washers and nuts on it for 9 times, and it just wouldn't come out. So I ordered a new caliper right here. So I ordered a new caliper, and then I found out the brake pads were bad, so I had to call Napa and get some brake pads. But I couldn't get this to bleed out gravity bleed. And I got Michelle, so I don't always hook the vacuum bleeder on it. So we bled this one out just before the live feed. And I'm doing 1 wheel at a time, just because I need bigger tools. I let me show you. So I'm gonna put this phone back on. But anyways, here's my breaker bar. And if you notice, that is not kosher anymore. And this is a Chinese Craftsman one, and I don't like it. So I put the big, what do you call it, the extension handle out on it. And I put all the leverage on this. So I want to break it again so I can get a new one, because this was an early model, and it don't have a little ball in the end. But yeah, she's got a little twist in her. They can take a lot of torque. Yep, I think the rain's coming down now. Before it gets too dark, I want to show you. Maybe we'll go out and look right now. Yeah, that boy, the GMC is big, and I don't want to lift it up on the hoist. I don't ever get to see Pete's into bleeding the brakes. I'm the one inside the vehicle doing the brake. Yeah, so Michelle, we haven't been practicing this method, but when she first started helping me bleed brakes, I'm like, I'll tell you when to pump it up, and then all that stuff. But we started going after it, and she didn't need me to talk to her at all. She knew exactly what to do without me even saying one word. I helped her I told her what to do on the first wheel. And then after that, I'm like, well, how does she know how to do this? And how did she know when I got the bleeder closed? But she says she just knows. So she can absolutely bleed brakes like perfectly. Yeah. So I did do the other day, I did do an automated bleed on it. I had to fix some ABS sensor wires in the front because it wouldn't let me do the automated bleed. But I did that and found out the bleeders were broke off, so that's all I could do at that time. And then today we ran about a half a quart of brake fluid through this front caliper, just getting all the fluid out of there. And the brakes do feel a lot better, but I got 3 more wheels to go, and I'm just going to do her one at a time. It's an old farm truck. He doesn't need her right now. Alicia says he has 2 USA Craftsman breaker bars. A 15 and an 18. Yeah, I want the USA ones. I think I got one and it's a 15, but I want the 18 because that's a bad boy. But let's go outside. Let's go outside. Oh yeah, that's a Chevy Aveo over there, and that's going to be part of our story. Oh yeah, we can see kind of a, I don't know what you call that. Is that a shelf or a wall cloud? Right out there. Yeah, she's completely black. Completely black over there. I used to do weather updates on my other channel. Harley dude. Oh, there's the 5. Dodge Charger. Yeah, so I did finally get some USA Craftsman pry bars. They're pretty rough shape. Got them at a yard sale. All right, let's see what this tastes like. It's a little different. It's kind of mellow. More like a cream soda. Yeah, it doesn't have any bite. Okay, interesting. All the flies are on the outside of the screens on the motorhome trying to take shelter. Nope, not coming in here. Yeah, don't let no flies in there. So yeah, the Chevy Aveo, a gal came in the other day and she was a little upset. She's had it at some shops, and well, then you'll have to come out here in a little bit. She's had it at other shops. They put a clutch in it. At least that's what she says. They put a clutch in it, but I know for sure they put a master and a slave cylinder on there. Anyway, so she said it won't go. But we go up to, because we got to go get it because she can't get it here. So I go up there to the parking lot where it's at, and yeah, I can get it to go, but the clutch just feels like it's only like 3/4 there. So I don't know if anybody's worked on one of these, but it looks, so I can make this bigger. But the slave cylinder is right, I'll put it right in the middle of the screen, right down there. So there's the slave cylinder. It's got a little bleeder on it. It's right out in the open. I ought to be able to figure this one out. So first thing in the morning, I'm going to try to get this one going. And here's the master. And now that looks like it's not as new as the slave cylinder. And then it feeds right off here it feeds off the brake master cylinder. But today we drove it to lunch, and this is really funny, but we took her car to lunch today to the Motor Mart. It's like 2 blocks away. And I'm like, nope, the clutch is only half there right now. So there is a problem. And so we go inside, get our lunch, and I'm like, I nudge Michelle, and I'm like, is that the girl's car that we're driving? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, she's just checking out, and I'm like, hey, we're driving your car right now. She's like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, yeah, it can drive. And she's like, really? Because I couldn't get it to get in gear. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of working right now, but I think we need to bleed it out. So yeah, I did watch some YouTube videos where people drive customer cars for their own use, which is kind of what we were doing, but on a road test at the same time. So she caught us. She caught us right at the gas station with her car. She didn't care. She's like, get my car fixed. You can drive it all you want. Drive it extras because I don't want to break down, she said. So yeah. Oh, there goes the cop. He's going after somebody. Crazy night. So yeah, I gotta work on this Aveo first thing in the morning. Because I asked her, I'm like, are you borrowing a car? And she's like, yeah. So this is her car. She's got to have it. We got to get it fixed. And I think it'll be fairly simple fairly simple to fix that slave cylinder. Check the rod and pedal for wear. Okay. Like inside the car, like it's been a long time since I worked on one of these systems. And this one's right out in the open, so I'm thinking that it should be fairly easy. If I remember right, the bleeding, how I bled them before, was just totally backwards from what you would think. Yeah, I got the doors open. The flies have just been terrible. The last few days. But I tried to put a bunch more pictures on here. He's going to the gas station for coffee and a donut. Yeah, I drive customers' cars to the gas station all the time. Like if their car's sitting out here, I'll just take it over to the gas station. I mean, it's different if you brought me a brand new Chevy, I'm not going to drive that around. But if you brought me a car to repair, that's part of the test drive, right? I'm just going to the gas station. No, we're a pretty small town. Nobody really cares. Yeah, it's just like it's got a little air in it, Michelle. So like bleeding the brakes, we kind of got to do the same thing on that clutch. But it's a little bit different procedure. Inside the car, sometimes the holes on the rod and pedal wear and the pedal feels sloppy. You'll have to check that then. I'm not sure how that works inside there. But I will for sure check that. So I did get a better picture of Michelle's zip tie holder that she made. And this thing, I love it. We're going to have enough wiper blade. So the little pockets are made from the wiper blade packaging from Napa. Let me make it bigger. And then she hot melt glued them onto this board. It's corrugated plastic, is that what we call it? Make that a monster and a candy bar. No, I get some little peanut or chocolate covered peanut butter bars over there. They're really good. So Benny brought his 67 Nova and gave Michelle a ride. That's Michelle in there. Can I make that picture bigger? And she's flipping everybody off again. And Benny built that 67 Nova from scratch. That guy is speeding. Where's the cop when you need him? And then this is Benny's 1950 something pickup that I fixed the air conditioning in. The pedal does feel a little sloppy, but as far as the transmission shifting, to me it feels really good. It's a really fun car to drive, kind of like my old Ford Focus. I'll bring this picture on top. Why did that not? There, no, it's on top. So yeah, Betty stopped over and Michelle finally got her date ride. It looks like there could be some bad storms over by Rochester area. So hopefully they're doing okay and no hail, no tornadoes. You got the weather on, Michelle? Is the bad storms in Rochester? Oh God, it'll look awful. Yeah, that might have been early in the morning. She might have just got up. Let's check it out again. Yeah, there's Michelle. She said she was only awake for about 45 minutes. Torque thrust wheels on the Nova. Yeah, Benny builds these cars. He does everything. He paints them, builds them, ground up, and they're drivers. So Michelle, they went for quite a ride, and Michelle said that Benny was going like 90 miles an hour. The damn flies. They're kind of like a Krager, aren't they? Leisure, them wheels. Torque thrust wheels. You're an ass. So here's my root beer collection. We got going on. I got that one root beer that we were talking about last week that also is a Minnesota one. Minnesota. A dad's root beer, I'm not sure, but then 1919. I don't really like that 1919. It's like cream soda. I guess cream soda ain't bad. See, I'm not too happy with O'Reilly, so I'm sure I'll cave in eventually, but yeah, I do have to get my brake calipers from O'Reilly's. That's the only place. Every other place, they're junk right out of the box. I'm not sure why the remanufacturers cannot remanufacture a brake caliper. I mean, that's not even safe. Mr. Goodwrench has a red 66 Nova SS. I wonder if Katrina flips people off when she's riding in it. And Michelle I think she flips everybody off. Oh yeah, that rat rod that drove by last week. Here, he's in my shop. We were checking it over, doing something. But I had her up on the hoist. Dually. Log chains for mud flaps. We zoom in a little more. A log chain around the back window for what is that called? A headache rack? Those look like skulls. I don't know what we were doing to it this day, but we were doing something. And I just ran across this picture, so I thought I would put it on here. Well, then I spent the whole morning doing the inspection on that Yukon. But I found the cabin air filter was bad. Here's this cabin air filter. So I didn't even call them. I just changed it out because I had it out anyways. Doing the inspection. Medium duty rear axle. Let me put it back on. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's got floating axles or not. They're blocked in the picture. I think it's a heavy duty with the floating. I think it's got the floating axles. You know, they bolt in on the outside. I just call them half floaters. Because like race cars have full floating axles, there's a cap you take off, and then the axle slides out as a bar. I'll check on that because he drives this all the time. I'll find out. We better go out and check on the weather here in a second. It's moving this way. That's weird. Yeah, pretty cool truck. The tires look too big for a C30 one-ton axle. Oh, it might be a heavy-duty truck axle. That's right. Yeah, no, this is like a 1500 cab onto a big truck frame, because it's the transmission. He just had to get it rebuilt, and it's a big 4-speed transmission. Yeah, he took it up the Zumbrota bearing and gear. So let's me put it back on the cam. All right, let's go look at these clouds again. Yeah, they're moving this way. Yeah, right up there. That looks really funky. Look at it out that way. Yeah, there you go. Right out there. They do that lightning? I think it's coming straight towards us from right over there. I may have to close the door. She's in there. And there's that 3500 I was working on today. Yeah, I'm kind of just I'm just taking it easy on that 3500. I'm taking my time on it. Tell you that. Yeah, you got it up on the TV, Michelle? They got weather reports going on? So yeah, Saturday we did like 8 cars. I didn't get out of here till 9. Let me look at my invoices, because we're doing good on invoices. We're up to 51 invoices for the month. It looks like we got a few people that we got to call to get paid. Yeah, I think Michelle, you forgot to call that one guy with a Chevy, his OBS Chevy. Yeah, I got an OBS Chevy sitting right out over here. It's a nice little truck. I did a power steering line. On this thing, and gosh, I just can't remember. Just trying to think. A power steering line. I had a power steering leak, and there was one more thing. I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna have to go look at the invoice. Let me see what it says. Oh, the CV axle shaft was split open, the boot. So I did that. CV axle shaft and the high pressure power steering line. So super easy. Got it done. No, I'll look again. Calling those people is the highlight of Katrina's day. It's the highlight of Michelle's day too. She doesn't like to do it. And tomorrow we're gonna find out who our last sponsors are, if any, for the parade. So, yep. So I got these cookies brought into me from a customer. Oh, it was a few months ago, but I never took any pictures of the other cookies that the other gal made me for last week. And then Jesse made us the sign. So my customers take care of me, and I try to take care of them, and it works both ways. And then also our suppliers are going to take care of us during the parade and the people for our town, the kids, and then the older people that want water. So we got all that water and candy, and we as custom cars still have to get our share. But we're gonna do ice too, so we're gonna get the ice. May have to shut the door. The wind is starting to pick up now. But yeah, so far we got Auto Value out of Austin, AutoZone out of Austin, and Napa from Spring Valley. That is so awesome. Yeah, the building is starting to creak some noises. I'm gonna shut that door down quite a ways. I'll be right back. It might be a good idea if somebody put some lube on the track on that door. Well, yeah, can you hear that? May have to shut her down all the way. She is picking up out there. Let me put it back on me. Yeah, there's some, it's like a steady burst of wind. Yeah, and this 1919 is a 16-ounce can. Which, when I drink root beer, I need a 16-ounce can of root beer. Well, so it was yesterday morning. I had a strange number call me, and they're like, having trouble with their RV, and they're from Pennsylvania, and they can't get anybody to help them. And I'm busy, so I told them, I said, yeah, if you can get it here, I'll see what I could do. So yeah, they got it here, and then we kind of figured out it needed a fuse box. It was a 2013 Chevy 4500 motorhome chassis, and the fuses were a little corroded, and he said if he touched the fuses, he could make the engine miss. So I look it up on my dealer page, and what is my dealer page called? RepairLink. I look it up on RepairLink, and they don't have one. So he asked me if I would call the dealer, so I called them, and they said they had one in Hudson, and it could be here tomorrow morning. So I ordered a fuse box for this fellow, and he did all the work. He put it in. He had tools with him. He was knowledgeable on how to change this stuff. So I ordered him the fuse box, and I gave him a deal on it, and he took out of here, and he's texted me once and said everything is good, and he's on his way back home to Pennsylvania. So I also told him I give him a $5 discount if he left me a Google review, and he did. Yep, I had the deoxit spray too. But he actually disassembled the whole fuse box because I told him there's like a printed circuit board inside, and it could have a bad solder joint. So he completely disassembled that fuse box, took all the fuses out, and I got a diamond filer and some emery cloth and the deoxit and some Scotch-Brite. He cleaned everything up on there, but it still had the problem. So then after he did that, that's when we ordered the new one. But he was out here only for a couple hours, and he disassembled that whole fuse box. I couldn't believe it. Like, I don't usually like to do that because getting the fuses back in, like, you could miss a fuse. And he said he took a picture of it because I asked him. But anyways, he could put the new one in because there's a part of it. There's two circuit boards in there, and then they're soldered together, so you can't see what's in between them. So it's probably something inside there. But I looked at it, I didn't see any bad solder joints, and he cleaned it up really good. I didn't take no pictures. They're from Pennsylvania. They were so nice. They just said they were having trouble having. He said he called the Chevy dealer, and they would not get them in. So, but anyways, I told him, I said, if you put that box in, the fuse box, like I said, I can't take it back. But he's like, that's fine, because it wasn't that bad a price. But anyways, we got them back on the road, and yeah, they're always bad on the Chevy. And I have a 2009 out here, and we looked at it to see if it was the same, and it wasn't the same one. But the new one came with fuses and relays in it. So relays are like $15 to $20 a piece. So fuses are expensive. It was loaded. All he did is have to plug it in and bolt it in and bolt it back together. So he did all that, and they headed out towards Spring Valley, and he got past Spring Valley and said, yep, everything is working perfectly. And he was so happy that they left me a Google review. And I gave him $5 off. So the window's kind of tamed down just a little bit. Yeah, what was your I'm going to go look at what your comment was. I'm going to have to start writing all these terms down that you got for these. You had one the other day for the TRD. Oh, yeah. The guy in the Yukon's going out west, and I said I was using my ARI because I got ARI for digital inspections. And Leisure says, yeah, he's going to need more than ARI. He's going to need AAA. Yeah, here comes the rain now. Now it's raining. So Leisure's got knows the acronyms for all, like TRD and for the Chevys. So Michelle says, my motorhome is a Ford Leisure, and we've only had to replace the fan clutch on it this last. So yeah, Sunday we kind of took Father's Day off. We kind of slept into like 2:00 in the afternoon. I was up early, but then I crashed again and was able to sleep again. But yeah, so Sunday afternoon we decided to bring it back here to the shop from the house, dump the tanks, fill the tanks, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change that fan clutch, because we found one on eBay, an original Ford, an OE Ford one for it, which I even looked it up on RepairLink at the dealer. So I had the number, but it turns out it was a little bit different. But anyways, you can't access the fan from the front, so I had to get it from underneath and through the passenger wheel well. But yeah, I got scraped up a little bit, and I was really careful not to damage the radiator with the fan, so the fan would not come out of there. So I had to leave the fan in there and then pull the clutch out separately. I got it right over here. And I think for the 6.8 liters, they're like a reverse rotation. But the difference was, so these bolts in this one are 5/16 18. And then the new one must be updated. They're 6 millimeter metric. So I had some nice 6 millimeter bolts with a big washer on them. And then I Loctited them too, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, this is for sure bad. And I got it replaced. It took me like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But I think just to be on the safe side, when we go down to Florida, I'm bringing that one with me. We're about to get hit hard it seems like with the storm, yeah. Yeah, it's raining. I should go put my bucket underneath the downspout. Yeah, so I collect some water. We're getting a little low. I haven't been running the air conditioning. But it looks like my internet is holding up. That's a good thing. I got too close to the router with the phone and it shut the phone off for a second there earlier on in the stream. Which reminds me. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Let's go put the bucket out there underneath the downspout. Let's yeah, let's go do that. I need some water. So I'm just gonna open this door a little bit. Oh yeah, it's garbage day too. Grab the bucket. No, this might shut off, but I think we made it. Michelle said she put the slides in. Yeah, you got it up on the news yet? How long is it supposed to last? I'm gonna go shut that door. So it's supposed to last all night. Great. We got rain. We might have to cook those hamburgers inside on the stove. Yeah, last night we grilled out. We got a little just a really tiny grill that slips on the side of the motorhome and runs on propane. We grilled some hamburgers. It was pretty good. And here's a Buick Century station wagon that I worked on not too long ago. The guy drove this car for like a year. He bought it and then drove it like a year. It needed a couple just little things like an EGR valve. Had a 3100 in it. But it was a few years ago I worked on it, but I ran across the picture today, so thought I'd put it up. But he drove it for like a year. I got it going pretty good for him. I might have did an eyeball alignment on it too, because it was wearing the tires out. And then he sold it to somebody, and it sold right away. So it's a nice little. You don't see a Buick Century station wagon very often. What else could I put up here? Century. It was nice on the inside. It was nice and clean. This car was preserved. I think it was low miles too. I wouldn't be able to look it up right now, but I got it in my records. I worked on it a couple times. And it had the 3100 in it. Yeah, I put a bunch more. I got a bunch of pictures on here, but Some of them might not relate. I do like that O'Reilly's brake cleaner, even though I'm mad at them. I see they're selling 2 cans for $4 right now. Yeah, I wonder what we got to work on tomorrow. Well, that's right. I have a F350 with the 6.7 Power Stroke coming in tomorrow for an oil change. And I told the guy the oil doubled for those things, and he says I have no choice. I got to get it done because I'm overdue. That's starting to rain a little harder. What else can I put up here? Here's the 1968 Chevy I worked on last week. This guy was so happy when he came to pick it up. I got that steering column and its horn cam, turn signal cam, all fixed up. I even got the horn so it works. So he's like, I don't care if the horn works or not. I just need my steering wheel fixed. I need to make that stop making that clicking noise. So I did. I got it all fixed. Turns out I got the part leisure from AutoZone. AutoZone had one way in the back. Oh, I know. I got a picture in here. I don't know where I put it though. Where did it go? But I finally found the picture of me standing next to my 91 Grand Am. I don't remember naming that picture though. Yeah, it's really starting to rain now. It's picking up. Hopefully I don't lose my internet. You know what? I think I missed that picture. I did get a picture of my brother's modified. So that's my brother's modified, and it actually has a 383 in it. I just don't know how to make it stay on this page so I can put another picture up here. Yeah, no, that's good thinking, Michelle, but that's got some tree stuff on it. We're gonna have to scrub it down. So yeah, I wanna put another picture up of my Grand Am, but I can't do it. Why? I don't know how to lock like this view in while I'm working on it. There's just no lock preview. Nope, nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, I can't make this screen stay up here and then add more pictures without the screen going black. I guess I could, because I don't think you guys can see it until I put the picture up. That mod has been over the berm many times at the track. Well, so is mine, but yeah, he goes over the edge all the time. He actually had one of the worst accidents in Cresco in the history of Cresco Speedway in Iowa. He flipped over the wall, landed in a tree, and he flipped like 8 times. He had a slight concussion. So I am gonna try to add this picture. So you guys just hold on. You'll be able to hear me talking. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. So it's just gonna go black for a minute. I'm gonna find this image. And I found it right away. So this is a picture of my 91 Grand Am. This is a pretty nice car when I had it. Up there's the race car way in the background. Oh, there's my brother's race car too. And the van, the Chevy van is back there. Oh, there's an Alice Chalmers. Is that a WD 45 maybe? There was 2 versions of that tractor. One was a WD and one was a WD 45. This is just a WD. Yeah, I'm missing a tape. I think my brother might have the missing tape. I gotta ask him. But I'm gonna name this picture. I'm gonna rename it. 91 Pontiac Grand Am and me. There we go. Oh, there's an old Chevy rollback back there. Oh yeah, this car had the luggage rack on it. I don't know what I did with this car. Oh, that's right. The axle rusted out and I junked it out. And this is the one I put the turbo on. So I put the turbo on off a 2.2 Chrysler. Oops. So yeah, what else can we talk about? Yeah, my yard light for the shop here burned out this last weekend. So gotta get a new one. It's an LED cheapy one off of Amazon. It's my second one. It's burned out before. Yep, we're postponing our Florida trip until probably October, and that's when my birthday is. So we'll just take the whole month of October off. And then yeah, so if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and or give me a Google review, I give you $5 off. And that's what I'm getting my poker chips for. So when you do that, you'll get a poker chip that's worth $5 at my shop. So yeah, the storm has kind of calmed down a little bit now. Like it's just a light rain out there. The wind died down too. Did I order a new one? A new one of what? Poker chips? No, they're still coming. They ain't here yet. They're coming from Taiwan. Oh, the yard light. No, I did not order a yard light yet. I'm going to try to as soon as I get more time, I'm going to take it down and see if I can fix it. I think it gets a bad solder connection in there because of the heat from the LEDs. It's not cooling properly. So yeah, no, I didn't order one yet. I want to see if I can fix that one. And I still have the other old one somewhere, and I could probably, I don't know. And then, okay, so then Monday, yesterday, the new chief came in, and he's like, "You busy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, we got a little problem with the squad." I'm like, "Okay," because I fix these cars all the time. I'm like, "Oh, it's nothing that I did." So we walk out there. He's like, "Come on with me." So we walk out there, and the one deputy had backed into something or kicked the light out in the back bumper. But there's no accident report, and the deputy did not tell the chief what happened. So me and the chief were talking about it. I got the light over here. We can unbox it. But me and the chief were talking about, I'm like, either backed into something or he got mad and kicked it. I mean, them are the only two possibilities that we could think of. But he was wondering if I could take care of it. He's like, "Can you do some body repair too?" And I bent underneath there, and I'm like, "It just bolts in from the back side. You can get right to it." But I haven't opened it yet. Yeah, I ordered it right from the Chevy dealer. So it's not actually a light, it's just a reflector. Made in Korea. Right from the Chevy dealer. And you guys watched me open it. It says right there, made in the Korea Republic of. Genuine GM parts, Detroit, Michigan. So Michelle, you got to call the chief and let him know his light's in, because I can pop that in there and we can make a quick buck. Yeah, that's what we're wondering. Why wasn't there an incident report on his own crash? I'm gonna shut the door because it's raining in. So yeah, I think I could handle that slight body repair on that. We were just thinking, yeah, he should have done an accident report on himself. Yeah, it's you can hear the rain against the building. It's pretty loud. Yeah, the pole can't report it. Yeah, he backed into something and the chief said it's busted right out of the car. But it's just a reflector. So two screws right here. Whoops. These are little screw bosses. And they look to me like they were I don't know, they were a chrome headed screw. I thought maybe they were 10 millimeter. So I should be able to pop that in there so easily. Oh yeah, she's really raining. So yeah, the oil prices. Put this back up here a minute. So AutoZone, this is today. I just did this right before the live feed. Took this picture of my Parts Tech, so I could compare everybody. And we have also decided that we're not going to dedicate ourselves to like one parts store. We're kind of like an economy shop. So we get the best deal for you on the parts, and then we We give you a good deal on getting your car fixed also. And we do very high quality work here. So Michelle says, I'm on number 2, soon to be on number 3. I don't know, you're on 3 beers? Nothing, it's a dry country tonight. Leisure's having a couple beers. Yeah, I will be too right after my root beer. Oh, Michelle's like, haha, Leisure. How many of you had tonight? Michelle says she's on number 2, soon to be number 3. I'm on 0. Well, you can't count root beer because there's no alcohol in it. On Tuesday, glad I don't live there. I'd be stocking up. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, stocking up. I think she means stocking up. Oh, that's it for the 1919. And it's more like a cream soda. 1919, a classic American root beer. Real sugar, real vanilla, caffeine free, 16 ounces, 228 calories. And it's made by the New Ulm Brewing Company. It's produced and distributed by the New Ulm Brewing Company, Brewing and Beverage Company, Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. So that's pretty good. Drinking a Pepsi. I think the Pepsi was better way back in the day. Maybe they used real sugar back then. I can't remember, but I can hardly drink a Pepsi nowadays. I can drink a Coke a month or something, but I'm always on Mountain Dew. And I don't like Mountain Dew that's made with real sugar. That tastes funny. I like the corn syrup a Mountain Dew. So stocking up on alcohol if there's a dry county. You mean stocking, I think. So yeah, Napa's got the best deal on 0W20, $24.55. I used to get that for $20.47. So it's gone up almost $1 per quart. O'Reilly's went up a lot. $34.99 for 5 quarts of 020 of the O'Reilly brand. And I ask the rep every time who makes that oil, but I can never remember. Michelle says, I need it sometimes when I have a rough day with Pete. You need a little bit of alcohol. I'm a Pepsi and Dr. Pepper addict. Yeah, Michelle drinks a lot of Dr. Pepper. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew. And then the Parts Master oil, which I asked the rep the other day, and he says it's a Valvoline oil made by Ashland, and it's $30.99. And STP, I just don't know who makes STP, but it's $31.61. And then the other oil that I could get from a parts store is called oh gosh, I can't even remember now. I got an old box underneath the bench, but it's an off-brand. Let me go underneath that bench and see what kind it is. Okay, it's Pronto. My TV might have lost its internet, so I'm going to shut it off if I can find the controller. I mean, it looks like we got good internet. Pete is a very blunt person, so he speaks it how it is. LOL. Yeah, I mean, there's no sense to sugarcoat anything. We live in a tough world. Put Michelle back up here. There's Michelle. That was just oh, was it last Friday? Thursday or Friday? Must have been Friday. Benny showed up with his Nova. Michelle says she likes Dr. Pepper, Ford's, whiskey, Coca-Cola, cigarettes, my dog, and sometimes Pete when he's nice. LOL. Well, I just make that picture all the bigger then. She actually loves me and the dog. I love you too, Michelle. We got other pictures of Michelle. I'm getting to be a lot of pictures on here, like 250 now. So sometimes I'm trying to get them organized better. There's Michelle in the modified. Yeah, Benny's really nice, but he said he's going to slow down on building the hot rods and he's just going to relax and drive them now. So he wants them all to be drivers, and he's probably going to switch. I don't know how many he has, but he has a few. And he's probably just going to switch off driving them. You know, drive one for a couple days, drive another one for a couple days, and then drive another one for a couple days. And he said they all got 383s. And that 50, whatever, 50 something Chevy, or maybe it's a 48 or 49, but it's got a 383 with a 5-speed. He wanted me to drive it, but I'm like, no, I just don't want to drive it in case something happens. So he gave me a ride in it, and I have a video of that in my short video somewhere. He's given me one hell of a ride, I'll tell you that. What else can we put up here? The shop outside. So yeah, we're not Napa Auto Care anymore, but the sign's still up there. We dropped our Auto Care. And here's my 77 Chevy that 77 or 78 that I used to pull my race car with. Oh, there's another better picture on here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Love that old truck. There it is, kind of all lettered up. There's something on the hood too. We used to have, where I worked at, we used to sell cars, and that place is no longer. Yeah, let's blow it up. Steeravant Motors Incorporated, Grand Meadow, and Racine, Minnesota. Hey Alex, how's it going tonight? I think it's a 78 Chevy half ton. I used to pull my race car with it. Let me put that picture back up. So there's the race car. 1998. And there's that Chevy. So yeah, I was just running out of things to talk about, so I was just pulling up some of my pictures. Oh, that car, you want to see it? So it's this car. This is the car that's pulling with that truck. Oh, that's a Wissota street stock. No Hemi on that one. Oh, we run a small block Chevy. I rebuilt this engine and painted it all up. This is actually a 358. It's got a roller cam in it. It's not balanced though. It's a methanol burner. And then that engine went into this car. The picture on the bottom, the car's never been raced, but then the last race is the picture on the top. So you can kind of see all the changes I made to it over the years. And then we went from Wissota to USMTS. So the bottom picture is with Hoosiers Dirt Boss. Those tires they had traction in dirt just like your tires do on the asphalt. But the American Racer Mercury tires, they didn't have quite as much traction as the Hoosiers. So it was a little more slippery to drive. Where's the... I have another picture somewhere. There I won. So yeah, so how's it going, Alex? Where are you from? We're just doing a little live stream tonight. We do them on the short feed on Tuesdays, and then Thursdays we do it in what is it called, landscape mode or long format. Yeah, we now changed it to E85. Last year, yep. So we do got to get that running again because it's not good to let that E85 sit in the carburetor and the fuel pump and the fuel filter all year. So we got to get it running to make sure there's no leaks and make sure the fuel system is all good. But yeah, we're busy, and then we got Friday, Saturday off. So I've been trying to get everybody in, and I've been telling everybody like there's no oil changes this week, and we're also taking Friday off. I got to get the Ranger ready and the pickup ready because we're gonna have them both in the parade. The parade guy was mad at us. He said that we needed to register before. Was that the day he came, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday he came. Pulled right in the shop. Said, you guys aren't doing the parade? And I'm like, no, we're doing the parade. Oh, I needed your information. And I'm like, well, we're not done with our information yet. Yeah, so my plan is Leisure. We used to run on methanol, and I could burn 25 gallons in a 25 lap race sometimes. So E85 will give me a little better fuel mileage. Like I want to do some 50 or 100 lap races, 75. And if you pit to get fuel in those races, you're gonna be last. So I wanted to do gasoline, but gasoline is so expensive for race gas. And then the other problem is the heat. Gasoline makes a lot of heat. So we're still 85% alcohol. And the E85, I ran it on methanol, but I recarbureted everything to E85, and it woke the motor up a little bit. Like she's got a little more zing to her than I remember. and she runs pretty clean. I still gotta do a lean test on it to make sure I'm not running lean. So that's the whole plan. Plus we can go to the gas station and get E85. Like, we cannot go to the gas station to get methanol. But yeah, I used to burn. That's a 32-gallon fuel cell, and I used to run out. I've ran out of methanol racing a few times. Depends how far you got to press the gas down and for how long. And the other thing is, I jetted it really rich, because you can't get too rich on a methanol engine. At least that I found out. I was running some pretty big jets. But I could change it right back. I got all the parts to change it back to methanol. Yeah, I know. I don't want to burn a piston, so I still gotta make sure it's rich enough. So it didn't when we had it out at my brother's doing a little testing too, and she burned pretty clean. So I'm gonna jet it up even higher, and I'm gonna find out where she starts missing that, and then I'm gonna jet down from there. So that's basically how I'm gonna judge whether it's rich or lean. A 22-gallon cell. So yeah, the one in that mod is a 32-gallon. So you guys ran methanol into 22 gallons on asphalt and didn't run out of fuel? I'm just trying to understand. Yeah, I still got good internet, even though it's downpouring. So far, I shouldn't talk about it. So yeah, I'll be able to finish up this Toyota tomorrow and get them out of here. I did all 4 ball joints, did the AC compressor, and then now the differential plug in the front, and I'm changing the fluid. Yeah, so yeah, you guys got to run. If you ran methanol, you'd run out for sure. Sunoco 110. When I was racing pure stock, let me put that car picture up. I had the Napa delivery guy from Napa. So when I was racing this car, the Napa delivery guy did pulling tractors, gas pulling tractors, and they had some stuff, some really high octane stuff, 121. So he gave me the leftover fuel from the end of the year, which I'd get like 5-10 gallons every year from this guy. So I don't know how much gas, what size the fuel cell. I think I had a 15-gallon fuel cell in this thing, but I'd put one gallon of that 121 in and cheat a little bit, and you can feel that 121. I had to adjust the timing a little bit, put it that way. 35 laps on 110 with a 22-gallon fuel cell on an asphalt modified. Michelle's got her hearing device on, and it's drowning out the sound of the rain. I can hear you and the TV at the same time. Yeah, I'm really happy for Michelle, and she's got to get used to wearing that just a little bit more than she does. But she's got it's called an Osaya. It's a cochlear style implant that does not, it's just they put a device inside her head underneath her skin, and then this device magnets to it. So there's no wound to heal like the original cochlears had the snap, where you could get infected from those. So that's cool. Yep. Michelle will probably tell you a little bit more about it. But I think I'll put it back on me. So yeah, all I got scheduled tomorrow, I'm sure. Well, then I can work on the other 3500 diesel, the Duramax outside. I'll do wheel number 2. But yeah, it's a F350, a 2014 F350, a 6.7 Power Stroke coming in tomorrow for a full service. And usually that truck needs extra, so I just scheduled that for tomorrow. They'll be sending some liminal messages. Yeah. I was thinking, like Rob said, that I could tap into that Bluetooth. I guess Rob is either in Florida on his trip or somewhere in there. That's what he was doing this weekend. So that's why Rob's not here. He's probably all tired out down in Florida. And then Jeffro James, I mean, his life, he barely even had one this week. What's going on with that? He must have been tired. By the time I turned it on, we were starting to end it already. I don't think he got enough people to come on, but I don't get very many people either. During the day, there's too much going on, and it becomes overwhelming with too many sounds. At night, when alone, I can focus on certain sounds, and it's much easier for my brain to get used to. Okay. I don't know if I got it. I probably wounded him. 6.7 Power Joke. Okay, I gotta start writing this down. What did you call the TRD the other day? I got my little notepad here. Yeah, Power Strokes, Power Jokes. It's a joke, all right. They're super expensive, and I got one coming in, an older one I gotta fix. He wants injectors. Leisure, I can't believe you would make fun of a Ford. I just can't believe it. Of course, that engine is international. So Leisure's got an excuse on this one, I guess. Isn't it international? Yes, because I just worked on one, and one of the parts I got had the international symbol on it. Get that fly, yeah. I think I'm gonna get a beer now. Well, it's 9:30. I could crack open a beer, and we're staying here, so we're not driving or anything. Yeah, totally rusted disaster. TRD. I like that one. And that's Leisure got that comment on this 2010 Toyota Tacoma. I'm telling you, I don't like Power Strokes. I don't like the Duramaxes. I guess I don't like any diesels. They're just you get so dirty working on them. They're heavy, they're complicated. Now they're super complicated. That new Duramax, the little V6 one or the little 6-cylinder one, the inline six, that's an inline six. You got to pull the cab or the transmission out to change the timing belt in the back of the engine. The timing belt runs in oil. Yes, get a beer. Yeah, I'm going to get a beer. I found a genuine GM parts can coolie for my Busch Light. Yeah, Leisure helps me come out or think about what we can name the days, and at least gets me thinking about names for the days. because Leisure in one of the comments, or he told me all the names of the days that they had back in the part store days. What else? So here's my Busch Light can collection. I added a couple more. I forgot that me and Michelle got these glasses back here. Some Busch Light glasses. Beer in each hand for a balanced diet. Yep. We did look up some of these cans. I was looking up for Busch Light stuff on eBay. The Busch Light lime can is going for like oh gosh, I couldn't remember. $15. You could buy a Busch Light lime can. It's empty. And then there was the corn one. Yeah, that corn one there on the end. That was going for like $13. Empty on eBay. And then, yeah, I got two corn ones. So I got $30 worth of cans there. No, I'm just kidding. I would never sell my collection of Busch Light. So what kind of beer glasses do you got, Leisure? So I did figure out how to make my phone take pictures, so they fit in this this software. Yep, see that's the size picture that the phone took right there. I did wound that fly in his back, and I can kill him now. Yep, got him. So I wounded him. But now I got him. Yeah, that caliper on the 3500, man, that thing was massive. Like, I wish I had something I could show you to put it in a perspective of how. Look at my oil pan there, and look at the caliper. And then that's where I twisted my breaker bar getting the caliper bolts out, and one of the wheel nuts was so tight. But they got like a built-in washer on them nuts, and then I oiled the washers where they they're like a crush washer that puts extra pressure onto the wheel. Fords have those too. And I will always put a little lube where that washer makes contact to the nut, like the bearing. It's not a bearing, but that's what I'm saying. So right where the balls would be in there if it had them. And I know you're not supposed to oil your or anti-seize your studs, but these were already anti-seized, the studs were. And then I cleaned as much rust off there as I could. And there is a jack stand under there. I don't have it in the picture. It's right under the driver's front, a cab mount. I'm not a big one for using jack stands, but I don't know that jack. I just got the floor jack and about a year ago, and I barely use it. It's a heavy duty floor jack. It's got 2 speeds on it, but it doesn't seem to creep down or anything. So far it's been a good jack. The bar tables, me and Michelle made them bar tables. Let me get that back up there. So that was we got that table. It was a round table, and it had a center leaf too. But we took that table. It was for free, I think. We found it on the side of the curb, right, Michelle? And then we took it apart and then fastened them to the wall, and they're pretty sturdy. And then we got these chairs. These chairs were from the neighbor. We bought them. I don't think I got mine on the right chat setting. Watch me, Will. What are you doing? Well, we're just having a little live stream. where we got to talk about cars or whatever, and I was running out of stuff to talk about, so I was just throwing up some pictures. Cars and bars, that's what Michelle would say. So watch me, Will. Where are you from? Nice to have you here. Welcome. Michelle's Lounge. Yep. Well, we just named it. We got her. We registered her a business, and her name is Michelle's. But we could call it Michelle's Lounge for a custom car. That's what we're gonna do. So here's some other pictures that were taken in that room today. Let me find them. I saw the caliper, was curious. I'm from South Carolina. Yeah. I just did that brake caliper before the live stream today. I'm just gonna do one wheel at a time. Just do it like my last job for the day. It's a big 3500 Duramax diesel, a 2007. It's a GMC Classic. What else? So here's the oil prices that I'm getting right now. So Napa there on the bottom is the cheapest one we're getting, and I get a discount at all these places. So I don't know if you guys could buy it at the same price. Probably. Here's a zip tie holder that Michelle made me for the shop. It's made out of the Napa wiper blade packaging, and then she hot melt glued that onto a plastic corrugated board, and they're on there pretty solid. Like I had to cut the 11-inch one down because the 11-inch ties weren't fit in there. She must not have measured right, and it did not peel off or anything. It's on there good. We put brackets underneath and mounted them to the wall. For the tables. Yeah, these tables. Here's Michelle. Benny came over with his 67 Nova the other day and gave Michelle a ride. So there's what Michelle looks like. And Benny brought us over some root beers. Let me show you the root beers he brought us. So he brought us this Splitzer's root beer there and the Spring Grove Soda Pop root beer. We were talking about root beer one night on a live stream, and Benny's like, "You got to get some better root beer." So he did, brought us some. I don't know what Benny's doing right now, and today to start the live stream, I had the 1919. What else could I show you? So replace this cabin air filter today in a guy's Yukon that I did an inspection on. It's pretty nasty. Yeah, there you can see some of the stuff that's in there. So I didn't even call him. I just replaced it. He was happy. I showed him, and he's like, "Oh my goodness." That's not actually his words. He said some swear words. So I did that today. Thought I'd take a picture on my inspection. And he needed all his fluid services, and maybe he could use some tires soon. He just put brakes in it, all brand new brakes. He did that himself, and I couldn't find nothing wrong. They were fine. Yeah, the plastic packaging from wiper blades, glued it to corrugated plastic sheet. And I wanted to make more, so I got more wiper blade packaging now. He was saying the Nova. Michelle in the Nova. Where is it? It's that car. I'll put it back down because there's this other hot rod down there, and I fixed the air conditioning in that one. I never did it. Yeah, I helped him with putting some control arm bushings in this Nova, but I did the air conditioning, fixed his air conditioning on this. I don't know if it's a 48, 47, 50, somewhere in there. If Benny was here, he could let me know what year that thing is. I could look it up, I suppose. And then here's the brake fluid I took out of that 2008 Grand Caravan the other day that had the bad master cylinder to the bad brake caliper. And we flushed a bunch of brake fluid through there and got her some nice clear brake fluid in her system. But yeah, she was having some pedal fade. And to me, I don't know, that don't look like brake fluid. It don't smell like brake fluid. And then in this Toyota that's behind me, the guy couldn't get the plug out of the front diff. It's a 10 millimeter Allen plug. So I just stuck my air chisel up there and walked it out. Came right out. But now I'm waiting for the new plug because none of my suppliers had any. So I'm waiting for the new plug to come in. It's going to be in tomorrow, so I'll be able to get this out of here. I put ball joints in it, AC compressor, and then now this front differential fluid exchange. I'll go back on me. So yeah, just got to finish up this Toyota tomorrow when the plug comes in from Amazon. Because none of my suppliers had one. I even checked. I think I even checked the Toyota dealer. But then we'd have to drive up there. So I didn't want to do that. It's going to be the same amount of wait time getting it from the dealer or on Amazon. And it's a lot cheaper probably on Amazon, and I'm getting an extra one, so I'll have one in here in the shop. Yeah, Benny took for a ride right after Michelle woke up. It must have been on last Friday. Yeah, it does look like apple juice. I'm not going to taste it though. So I can't confirm if it's contaminated with oil or if it's just old bad brake fluid that I've never seen that color. But it caused the master cylinder to have some fade, and Leisure said, yeah, that the fade could have been coming from the back brake caliper that was leaking, but I don't think it was leaking that bad. It was just damp back there, and on a brake inspection, you can't have any brake fluid leaking. So I replaced the caliper, and that's the caliper I went to get one from AutoZone, and it was bad right out of the box. Because I'm a little upset with O'Reilly's, because O'Reilly's, here you go, Will. Watch me, Will. We're going to have a parade. We're going to be in the parade this year. Actually, it's on Saturday. And we are getting all our suppliers, they're trying to get them to give the kids some candy and the older people water. But they, here, put this picture up. So we got Auto Value, Napa, and AutoZone, but O'Reilly's won't chip anything in. So I'm a little mad at O'Reilly's, and hopefully we can come to an agreement where I can order more parts from them. But yeah, but like Leisure said, motor oil and brake fluid will separate. And I can't see any separation in there. There is a scaly film on top of the brake fluid. But the car is using a quart of oil every time they go get gas. And that's the next thing they want to fix. And Michelle, you're supposed to give her an estimate. Remember, we seen her today, and she wants an estimate. A quote. So yeah, there is a quart of motor oil sitting in the driver's door panel in the little cubby on the bottom. So they're dumping oil in it. I advised her not to fix this van, but she advised me that she has to fix this van. I don't have any pictures of the van. Benny new root beer. Yeah, here's the root beer Benny. Benny's got us these bottles. He's a hell of a man. And I only got one bottle of this Spritzer, which is a Minnesota root beer. These are both all Minnesotas. But I don't want to open it because I got a little collection going on here. All Three Signs and Daisy. Well, I don't know where I would have put that. It's right here somewhere. I'll find it. Is this it? No. I'm not having any luck in finding it. It must be in a different. All Three Signs with Daisy. Where did I put it? Right here. There's All Three Signs with Daisy. The sleepy dog. She was really tired. That's me and Michelle's dog. There she is outside the shop. There she is by my toolbox. There she is on my lap. I got a bunch of text messages here I ain't got caught up on. What else can we look at? Here's what my modified looked like when I bought it from the guy that had it before me. And it was a Power Glide car. No engine, no trans, no rear end gear. He won a few races with this car. And then I turned it into this car. Arrested for the parade. Yeah, she hasn't been feeling the greatest lately. Yep. So, oh yeah, the Veo. I got to do the Veo tomorrow. The clutch. I got the diesel coming in, the 2014 F350 Power Stroke, and then I got the 2007 Chevy Duramax 3500. Outside, I could do another wheel, put another brake caliper on. And the root beer. Here's our root beers. My root beers. Yeah, she can't come up on to my when I'm sitting there anymore. She's a lot bigger now. Joe's Rat Rod up on the lift. Buick Century wagon. I'm going back in the comments and seeing what Leisha called that car. Stentuary. I'm making notes. What else do we got? My brother's modified. I don't have very many pictures of that. Duralax, so that's a good one. I might have to use that one in a short video. Yeah, the Aveo, I got to do that. We can look at, I bought all this oil from AutoZone for a penny a quart. So there's 30 cents of oil right here. I got 30 quarts for 30 cents. That's so nice of them, and nobody got fired as far as I know. And it's SAE 30, so I got enough for the lawnmowers for a while. And this is the stuff you can use in lawnmowers. I checked the rating on it. It's got the same ratings as the John Deere small engine oil. That's how I figured it out, that it's good for lawnmowers. The 68 C20 Chevy that I fixed the turn signal, the cam, and the steering column, and he had the steering column all apart. All the bolts were loose. I had to take it apart a couple times to get everything to work on it. And I even got the horn working, so he was super happy. It didn't cost him very much at all. AutoZone to the rescue on this one. They had an old turn signal cam that I was able to, it wasn't quite the right one, but I was able to make it work. Here's my F-150. Yeah, we might be putting this into the parade. Now we're gonna get it lettered up on. Yeah, Michelle, we got to get this truck lettered up. Oh yeah, the vinyl. I bought some more vinyl, some orange, because I ran out of orange. We're gonna put orange lettering on it. We're gonna do like custom car auto repair, and my phone number, something on that effect, to that effect. So yeah. I can see we got some people in here. We're just kind of chatting with ourselves right now, though. But thanks, Will, for coming. I gotta find South Carolina. Watch me, Will. Oh yeah, here's my list of stuff we're going to talk about. Yeah, we're doing good on invoices. We're going to be way over 2 cars a day for this month. Not sure what else we can talk about. Yeah, so AutoVay, you got us this water for the parade. 324 packs of the big bottles. Very, very nice and happy about that. And then Napa is on the left and AutoZone is on the right. And these are the mini bottles, which that's kind of what we asked for. 2 big bags of candy, and these bags are full. And me and Michelle still got to get our candy and water. So we're gonna have the Ranger trailer in behind the pickup, coolers and water in the Ranger, and then the candy in my pickup. And we'll probably put all these signs right on the front of the pickup so everybody can see them as we're coming. I think that would be the best scenario. Yeah, I don't think we could give out beer. So where are signs? I'll put that picture back up that Michelle likes. So these 3 signs we're going to put onto the front of the pickup, I think. Somehow, some way. We got to figure it out, Michelle. Yeah, there'll be plenty of beer afterwards, I'll tell you that. We probably got to get a couple more cases here at the shop. Yeah, you think if I block the radiator, it's going to overheat? Or the grill? I was wondering about that. Yeah, there's a beer garden at the festival. 3 days, 3 nights straight almost. Yeah, they go pretty late. They have a band, live band. We got a car show before the parade, which I'm not going to be in. Yep, we made those signs. We got a little vinyl cutter. It can just do one color. They're not perfect, but they're good enough. Well, the Auto Value guy, he really liked his sign. And the AutoZone guy, he liked his. He stopped in yesterday, the AutoZone rep, and he's bringing us more stuff. I'm not sure what he's bringing us, but he said he's got more stuff in the store in Rochester for stuff like this. And he said he's going to get it to us. So Michelle's learning how to do the vinyl cutting, which is great because you can make some money. Let me show you another one I made. Okay, well, I don't want to take a chance on overheating, so we're still gonna mount them in front, maybe up higher than. We'll put them right on top of the hood, facing straight out. We'll make some kind of a bracket or something. But where is my? Just trying to find it. I've made a lot of money with this vinyl cutter. I used to sell decals on eBay, and I even became a power seller at one time. Oh man, I cannot find that picture. Corvette decal right here. So I made these decals for my Corvette. Then I ended up selling them on eBay, and you could get 2 of these decals for I think $5. And I sold an awful lot of them. Enough to pay for the Corvette even. Why not block the windshield? I'll be able to see where I'm going. I suppose that would be illegal. All right, we're going to have to put them on top of the cab. Straight up. I was going to have my flashing. I got a little flashing light I was going to have turn on. Well, let me see if I can get the pickup up here, and we'll kind of look at what we got to do. I do have a plow mount onto the front. So that's what we could do leisure. I could rig up a board across the front of the plow mount, and then we'll put them on there. That would probably work good. Then we could staple gun them to a board, and then fasten that board to the plow mount. I don't think in my picture. Where's my truck picture? That's what I'm trying to find here. I don't think it in the picture the plow mount is on there. My F-150. Yeah, no, now it has a plow mount on there. But that's what we could do, Leisure, is it's got a plow mount and it's got head or lights on it. We'll just put all that in front of the plow mount. Yeah, the towing truck company tows their tow trucks in the parade. I showed a video of that. It's just not. It's not. I can't do good computer. Put it on my computer because we're on the short feed and it's in landscape on that. Yeah, the plow mount. I think that'll work. Put Michelle back on here. There's Michelle in Benny's car. That Nova's pretty sweet. And Benny does good work. So he makes like hot rods. He makes these into hot rod daily drivers. I'm surprised Benny didn't come on to the live feed tonight. He must be doing something. All right, I will go back to me. We'll take a picture of the front of the pickup for Thursday's live feed. Yeah, maybe we could get something. Maybe we can get those signs mounted on there. Oh shit. Attitude adjuster is on guard now. It's because I really made that picture big. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm running out of stuff for tonight. I try to take more pictures so I got more stuff to share with you guys. Put a better pic on the. Yeah, I did. I put a better pic on right now. Me. So yeah, the weather got up to like mid 80s today. So not too bad. Like low to mid 80s today, and was the high. So it wasn't too bad. And then these storms are rolling through, so it's cooled off out there now. But I had to shut all the doors, so now it's up to 80 in the shop right now. But I'll try to take more pictures of the stuff I work on. And then we got the old pictures that we always go back to. And these pictures will work a lot better on Thursdays live streams. Although I've been taking them in portrait mode, so maybe they won't fit. Even Mother Nature is thundering at you right now. Ha ha. Yeah, it's thundering out there. I can hear it. And I still got a pest in here until now. A double whacked him. Oh, he's still kind of alive. We'll put him on the floor. There's no more pain and suffering, if there is such a thing with a fly. I suppose I'll get some kind of violation or something. I think I got all my copyright violations fixed. Michelle says it's 63 outside right now. The storm just rolled through. Brought in a cold front. Up, I see another fly. And that one flew away. That's 77.4 inside the motorhome. Cookies, yeah. This was a customer of mine, and I fixed her lawnmower, and she brought me over a whole bucket of cookies, and I ate them in 2 days. 60 in Connecticut, it's 63 degrees, and Leisure said it's a little rainy there too. And then just last week we had another customer. This is just a couple months ago. This lady made these for me for fixing her lawnmower. But just last week we had another customer making some chocolate chip cookies, and we ate those up in 1.5 days. I'm going to the spa tomorrow, I think. Why do you gotta go to the spa tomorrow? I don't get to go to no spa. You going to the spa? Where's the spa? There ain't no spa. I think we got to get that quote done for the new customer we picked up. She said she's never been to the spa, but she heard it's really nice. Yummy. Well, yeah, I know what I was going to do. I was going to check something. Yep. So we decided to postpone our Florida trip until like October. But I did get the fan clutch replaced. So Leisure, that's a 1999 F550 chassis, motorhome chassis with the 6.8 liter V10. And it's only got like, what is it, Michelle, 48,000 miles on it? But when we took our last trip out to Indianapolis, Indiana, if I was going up a hill and it downshifted in 100-degree weather with the air conditioning on, the temperature would just start going up. So I figure it's got to be the fan clutch, and we'll find out. And I did diagnose on a guy. He's got a 2013 Ram 3500, and he was in for a service last week. And his air conditioning was low on charge. So I diagnosed that he's got a fan clutch like this, but it's also electronically controlled. And this part of it's wore out. So when the AC was on, it's calling for the fan. It's a little slow, and this should have been pulling some air to begin with, and it wasn't. So by the time the electric part kicked it on to full, it would blow the refrigerant out the relief, because it was climbing up to like, when I decided to shut the truck off, she was up to like 450 to 500 on the high side air conditioning. So I looked up a clutch for them from the dealer, and it's pretty expensive, and I'm not comfortable putting on an aftermarket one. I wasn't even I got a Ford one for the motorhome, and the new Ford fan clutch is just slightly different with the bolts that bolt the fan onto the clutch, which they're 6mm instead of 5/16, and I found some really nice ones. They were pointed fender bolts for like a Chevy, but they were a little bit shorter. So they had the good thick washer on them, and they're good hardened steel, and I put Loctite on them also. Thread locker, Loctite. I always call it Loctite. And anti-seize, I call it never seize. I don't know why. It's because when I used to work on trucks, I think my boss called it never seize. So I just always call it never seize, although it's anti-seize. Mexican Spec, how you doing? You gotta see. I have some new pictures. Look at this one. I fixed this car a couple of years ago. It's a Buick Century, and Leisure will call that a Stenchery. But it's a Woody. Yeah, so the guy ended up driving this car for about a year. He bought it like at an auction or something. I got it fixed up for him. He drove it for a year, and then he sold it, and somebody has it now. Always sleaze. Here's that rat rod that drove by last week or last Thursday. But I was working on it before. This is a picture before. And I also took a picture. Surf City, here we come. Kid Cop just screamed like by like it was the end of the world. Here's our oil prices, Mexican. And I just took this picture just before the live feed. So AutoZone is selling 5 quarts for $31. A Parts Master oil, which is Valvoline, $30.99. O'Reilly's has theirs, and I don't know who makes it, but it's $34.99. And the oil we get is $24.55. Napa treats me really good. And then the root beer, I had the 1919 root beer for this live feed, and it's a little like cream soda more. Oh yeah, here's my Grand Am. Remember, I was going to show you this picture, Mexican. So this is me standing with my 1991, and this is the one I ended up putting a turbo on it. Mexican says cabin air filters, new fangled crap. Breathe the air like the rest of us. Yeah, you were watching earlier? Here's the one I changed today when I did the inspection on that Yukon. Look how dirty it is down here. It was like that throughout it, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. So yeah, we're just hanging out. Got a 2010 Toyota Tacoma I'm finishing up for tomorrow. Got the drain plug for the front diff. He couldn't get it out, and he rounded it all out, the customer. So I just took my air hammer and I walked it out like that, and it came right out. So yeah, that's the truck behind me. I put ball joints in it and an AC compressor. So I'm just waiting for that plug to come, and I gotta fill up the front diff, and it'll be out of here. I already let him know, and he said that's great. Yeah, I don't like. They plug up. Maybe for some people that have asthma and bad health, maybe they need a cabin air filter, but it was always better in the old days, the older cars. Yeah, we could. Oh, yeah. So here, you got to see this. There's Michelle. Benny stopped by with his 67 Nova on Friday and gave Michelle a ride. And there's Benny's, I don't know what year Chevy that is. It's a 47, 48, 49, 50, somewhere in there. And I fixed the air conditioning on that Chevy. But there's Michelle flipping us off. This is just last Friday, I think. Benny stopped over just I don't think I ever seen the Nova. He just got it done. S10. Green K. Hey, Green K, welcome. Where are you from? S10. Bitchin'. Yeah, I don't know if that's not an S10. Maybe he's seen another picture. John Deere. Here's my brother's. My brother's modified. I haven't showed that picture before. Drive a smart car. Here you go, Mexican. Here's a 68 Chevy, and I had to fix the guy had the steering column all messed up where the turn signal cam is in there. But I got a part from AutoZone and got her all fixed up. I even got the horn to work. On purpose, yeah, the smart car. I told Michelle we should get a Prius. My car just started sneezing, squeezing under the hood. Well, that's not good. Yeah, I think Michelle, we need to get a Prius. Here's an Aveo I got to work on. Something's wrong with the clutch master. It's like only like got 3/4 pedal, or the slave. And she just had it at the shop, and they put a new clutch and master and slave on it. Yeah, I want to get a Prius. I think I had Michelle drive one the other day, and she said no way. But I have had a picture of one. I don't have it on here, but I had a picture of a Prius that I used to drive and work on. And if you unplug the airbag sensor in the door, it goes into a default mode. And I was able to get like 52 miles a gallon. Yeah, this gal has one. It's over here. Let's take a look at it. So I gotta get the clutch going in the morning, because then after that I got a diesel coming in for an oil change. But I don't think it'll be too bad. Everything is out in the open, so I got to figure out this one tomorrow. What year is it? Oh boy, it's a 2010. See, I haven't seen it. I haven't worked on an Aveo, but I gotta do one now. I'm used to things going bad. Yeah, we got an Aveo. I'll get it fixed. Yeah, so we took her car. She came into the shop the other day and said her car wouldn't move, and she's upset with the mechanics that worked on it before. So she asked me how much it would cost to get it towed here, and I'm like, well, where is it? She's like, it's uptown. I said, I'll tow it here. So we get all the paperwork done and everything, and we go get it, bring it here. I drive it here because it drives. I can shift it. So today, because I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with the clutch, but it's working. So today we decided to take it to lunch, and it's just across the street. It's a couple blocks. So I'm like, when we're backing out, I'm like, no, the clutch, there's something wrong. It's got air in it or something. So anyways, we drive it over there to get lunch, and then the girl just happens to be there checking out, and I'm like, oh no, we just got caught driving her car. So I'm like, I said hello to her, and I'm like, we're driving your car. It drives. And she's like, no way. I'm like, yes, it does. So she didn't care. And I do that all the time. I'll take a customer car and go get lunch. But anyway, she said, yeah, be sure that it's right. Drive it as much as you can. I don't want to have to come back. So she gave us full permission to drive it as much as we want. And I did notice that she hasn't been driving it for a while. It's reliable and efficient. Thoughts on a 2008 Malibu? Go for it. Is that got like the 3.4 or 3.1 in it? Michelle says this available is not popular because it's a 5-speed, yeah. Mexican says, oh, he's talking to Michelle. Most Aveos here are manuals. How could an automatic be popular? It's just kids can't drive manuals. I actually like automatics myself because when I'm racing around, like on the street, I got a lot going on. So yeah, I guess I got the Aveo fixed. Get that fixed if I can, and then get the Tacoma done tomorrow, and then the diesel's coming in for the oil change, and then I have the other 3500 Duramax outside that I'm doing the brakes on. Mexican says, my son asked me when I was going to teach him to drive. I don't have a manual at the moment to teach him with. Yeah, I mean, I learned how to do manuals. My dad got me a motorcycle, so I guess that's where I first learned. And then it was still intimidating for me when I was younger, and I didn't even have my license, but to actually drive a manual transmission car. But it was easy. And then the race car, that's a 3-speed manual, I guess, in my actual race car. So this car is an actual 3-speed. It's got a 3-speed Saginaw, and I took all the synchros out of the transmission. But we don't shift when we race, so we only use the clutch to take off and then to come to a stop. And that's like my Harley. So we just bought a Harley. Where is it? And I normally ride a Suzuki, and I can shift without a clutch on the Suzuki just fine. But the Harley not so much. Now here's the Harley. So just bought this Harley, and I could downshift this bike without the clutch pretty good, but upshifting I'm a little clunky. I only got 28 miles on it, and I've decided that after this weekend that it's going to be for sale. Because I just bought it, and I only got 28 miles. So Leisure said he learned on a 3 on a tree. Yeah, I've never driven like on a column shift manual. My dad had a 1958 Ford Fairlane with the 352 Police Interceptor that had a 3-speed overdrive. It was a Police Interceptor, so it had 3-speed overdrive on the column, on the tree. But I remember when I was a kid messing around in that car, but it never ran. Mexican says, when I was 15, a friend threw me his keys for a Datsun F10. And told me to go here and there. I had to teach myself quickly and never stalled at once. Yep. So I think that's like the best way to learn. It's just to have an older vehicle that you can just go out there and try it. And for me, the best way for learning for me was to be by myself, just like Mexican said. That way, if I screwed up, I didn't get embarrassed or nobody was laughing at me or I didn't get discouraged or anything like that. And so Mexican says, I still have one in my 1963 Plymouth Savory. I need a new master cylinder and a carburetor to get that one going. So is it hard to find parts down there in southern Mexico? We started second or third and shift. Yeah, so Leisure is talking about an asphalt modified. We start in second or third and shift to third or 4 on starts. Leisure says, a friend had a 57 Savory. So, and then Mexican says he had a 1963 Plymouth Savory. Mine is that one's Mexican's little brother. What else can I put up here? Oh yeah, so Mexican, we got so those are going to be our sponsors, unless Michelle gets 2 more tomorrow, which we'll have the final word on it. But Auto Value, Napa, and AutoZone are sponsoring us in our parade on Saturday. So Napa got water for the old people, right there on the left, and a big bags of candy. AutoZone got the same thing on water, and then more candy, and then Auto Value brought us 3 cases of big bottles of water. So we're gonna be in the parade. I got a bunch of pictures here. Yeah, we're gonna put the signs on the Ranger, maybe like that. But we decided, baby. So Mexican says, no, I haven't done it just yet. The car is in the backyard because it was hit on the left fender by some cartel guys. Needless to say, they didn't pay me for the damage. Yeah, I don't. That would not be a good situation. They hit me and got out with AK-47s on their shoulders. I was too angry to feel anything else. Yeah, I don't know if I would want to get myself into a situation. Oh boy. So here's my little root beer collection I got going on. I have a root beer to start my live streams. And then just before the live stream, I put this caliper on this 3500 Duramax. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that caliper. Because I couldn't get the bleeder screw loose. Yeah, Mexican says you can't show fear with animals like that. So was that in the area where you live now? Yeah, that's not. I don't like to be in situations like that or around people like that. Bringing a manual Aveo to Mexico would be like bringing a grain of sand to the beach. Yeah, this is the first Aveo I've worked on. I've heard of them, and it's got the little, what is that, a 1.4 Ecotech, and those are horrible engines. I could put it back on me. Yeah, so I'm going to look it up right now because Michelle has it checked in. See if she put the engine size in here. It's a 2010 Aveo. She did not put the engine size in here. Let me look it up. She did not even put the plate in, but I got the plate there. I'm going to go on to O'Reilly's. And it's not in my previous vehicle, so I'm just going to punch in the plate. (2010) Chevy Aveo. It's got a 1.6 liter Ecotec. I know they make that same style of engine with the single coil pack. That's a 1.4 and 1.5. 1.6 it looks like too. But her engine runs good. It's got a broken exhaust pipe. And then it needs that clutch fixed. And she's had it at the shop, some other shop, 3 different times, and they can't get it fixed. So I'm just wondering what the actual problem is, why they can't get that clutch to work right. Mexican says, I went to go look at a truck in the more rural areas. I was turning left and the guy passed on the left lane going against traffic. Cops were there, but they were scared to do anything with him. Our cops are the same way up here, I'll tell you that. Michelle says, I carry when I'm alone, but thankfully I never had to be in a Walmart parking lot in front of a man with a machete. Mexican says, I've been here over a quarter century. You get to know people and how they are, especially when you're in the car business. When I was in the used car business, when I was a employee and worked on them, the used car, the people you meet in the car lot, oh my goodness. And the auction people too. It's like a 1.6 maybe. Yeah, Michelle hit it right on the head. I just popped her into the system because we never really done anything to it yet. Yeah, what we took it to the gas station to get lunch, and we got caught. Did you see the look on the gas station? The attendant, he was like, "Oh boy." There's a new Aveo that comes in a hatchback. They introduced it in a special green color. I ordered an Uber in Veracruz, and that showed up. Oh, really? An Uber. Well, they got that thing. Looks like it's got 13 or 14-inch wheels on it. And you said you got big potholes down there. I was in that business for a long time in Las Vegas. Yep, I know it well, and I know the gypsies well too. So I don't get very many of the strange wacko people here at my shop, but I know I just worked down the street at a car lot that we used to have, and oh boy. Michelle said the other shop has worked on it twice with new clutch. They put it in. She barely made it home twice. She lost trust in that shop. Yeah, because I told her to go back again. And she says she's done with it. She's really happy we have her back and we'll dig her out. Yeah, I'll figure out that clutch. I don't think they got it bled out right. I have to remember the procedure I used to do to bleed those out. And that's been a while. So, yeah. And we're busy. We're taking Friday, Saturday off. So we've been extra busy. And we're up to 51 invoices so far for the month. Michelle says here in America it's our right to have a firearm as long as we don't. No, that's not totally true. In Minnesota, you have to have a permit. And I have a permit. And it's not a concealed carry, it's just a pistol permit is what we call it. And I can conceal carry or open carry. How many miles did that car have on it when the new clutch was installed? Well, We don't have that information, but as far as I know, she came right home from that shop and then parked it in the parking lot and couldn't drive it. No, she didn't even. She drove it home from whatever shop that was, and then that was it. But yeah, there's the little slave cylinder. So it's right out in the open. I'm not afraid to work on it at all. There's the master down in there, and it gets fed from the brake master cylinder. I did notice that the brake fluid in there is very, very green. And that's a little 1.6 Ecotech. Underneath that cover there's a single piece coil, and they always get green and crusty, and they always go bad. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, she was driving home from the shop, and then she couldn't get it back into first gear when she came to the stop sign. I tried to get more answers out of her, but she didn't really know those answers. So, and she must have been late to get to work or something, and she was just stopping in to ask how much a tow was. So we just towed it. We don't charge very much. I think. Let me look for the tow. How much we charged her to tow it here. I did tell her that she can't store it here. Once it's fixed, she's got to come and get it. $25 for a tow. That's what we charge for local tows, if they're in town and we tow them here. So we tow them with the Ranger, the Polaris Ranger, or my pickup. And we got a trailer too, I guess, if worst comes to worst. But it's $25. What else do I have? Well, we could put it up on Michelle. She needs some airtime. I'm gonna go grab another Busch Light. Yeah, I could put it on that. My favorite beer. Yeah, how about my Busch Light collection? Right there. This is in a little room, a little section of my shop that we're gonna turn into our reception area. We just haven't done it yet. And then I just added. I have found some Busch Light glasses. That I just added to my collection right there. Them two beer glasses. I know what Leisure's going to say: instant headache, Anheuser-Busch. So I make a habit to ask Uber drivers about their cars. It is normal to replace a clutch every 200,000 kilometers, which is about 120,000 miles. It should last much longer on a personal car. Yeah, her clutch and her pressure plate, I think, are good. And I couldn't get it out of her whether they actually replaced that or if they just replaced the master and the slave. But right now, her problem's in the master and slave. Because if you pump it up, it feels really good. If you pump it like 100 times or 20 times, let's say you're in there pumping it, the clutch works perfect for a while. But it sat overnight, and then we took it to lunch, and I could barely, when I pressed the clutch just one time, I could barely get it into reverse. Actually, the car was in reverse where I parked it. And I pushed the clutch in one time, started up the car, and it was creeping backwards on me. So the clutch was partially engaged. because the clutch master or the slave has air in it and wasn't disengaging the clutch. Head for the mountains with Busch beer. Yep. Well, we're gonna go to the Florida. Not sure there's any mountains in Florida. Put Michelle back on here. Oh boy. Yeah, here I am, Mexican in my 1961 International pickup. When I was probably 15. This is before I got my license. Yeah, Mexican. I think if you could drive a clutch and learn how to drive one, they'll last a long time. All the manual transmission vehicles I've ever had, I've never had to put a clutch in. Yeah, I think she's talking about her sons. I do loan cars out here if people need it. If they seem to be a respectable person, I'll loan them out a car. It's really rare that I have a person's car overnight, which I did. I do got this Toyota. It's been here for 3 days. Yeah, I guess gonna put Michelle up here, not me. Oh, let's look at the Firebird. I got this Firebird back. It's sitting in my lot. We're gonna get it going. We popped the hood on it the other day, and the air cleaner's off, and it looks like there's been a rat's nest in there. Yeah, I think there's some other cars we could look at in the background of this Firebird picture. There's a Ford Festiva back there, right straight across the back end of that Firebird. Old school bus. That I now recognize that car beside the red one. That is a Ford. Is it a Tempo? It's my mom's car. Can't remember. Maybe it's an Escort. And then that's a Grand Prix. Some little kid right there. And that's my 1986 Firebird, and it could be again, but it's my brother's because I sold it to him. That was a badass car. Yeah, Ford Festiva right back there, the white one. You could show me all you want, Pete. I prefer the race car pick or the motorhome pick. Michelle in the race car. I don't even know where that picture is. Michelle needs to start coming on to the live feeds. Michelle in the modified. There's Michelle. That picture was taken last year. And she was driving it in and out, and she's so proud of the comment that Leisure left her or left us. Triple disc master or something. She handles that clutch like She handles that triple disc like a pro, something like that. For some reason, Leisure knew that that car had a triple disc, which it does. And it's easy to clunk out a race car, a manual transmission one, if they're not revved up. It's just really easy. Happens all the time, even on NASCAR. If they don't got it revved up coming out of the pits, it'll clunk out. Yeah, she can handle that trip. That's what Leisure said about her. She can handle that triple disc clutch like a pro, and she's very proud of that, Leisure. So good job on the comment on that. She'll remember that comment for the rest of her life. Yeah, we try to have a little bit of fun if we can. We don't get much leisure time. Sorry, I said that again. We don't get much relaxation time. Like we are very hard workers, and we work for less than everybody else, and we got to work extra hard then. But in the long run, it'll pay off. Maybe I'll be able to hire somebody to help me out. And I'm still not bored of fixing people's cars. I mean, I love it. I do get a little tired, a little burned out where I got to rest a little more, but we rested up on Sunday. We slept into 2. And then I got bored in the evening and changed that fan clutch on the motorhome. So still got to get some work done. Yeah. So yeah, should see me in the Pala before the rear struts went out, Pete. Well, I think we're gonna fix those struts. I'm just not sure how much money we're gonna put into it. But all that car needs is the rear struts and some sway bar links and an engine mount. One of the engine mounts is bad. So yeah, we grilled out hamburgers last night, and I don't know if it's not raining, we could cook them on the grill again. It's getting a little late, but I'm getting a little hungry. Those hamburgers were pretty good last night. Yeah, on the back of her Impala, it's missing the eye, so she calls it the Impala or Impala. I can't remember. Mapala. I don't know. She says it way better than I do. Just like Fry Yay, because she wanted me to say Fry Yay on one of my short videos on a Friday. I'm like, what is Fry Yay? So it's Yay Friday. Yay, it's Friday. I just always say, finally Friday. But really, we got so Saturdays are a lot easier for us. We just do oil changes and easy stuff. Impala, yeah, Impala, whatever. And it's an old police car, and for a while there, the rear lights would flash when you just for no reason, and I couldn't figure out how to stop it. But if you open the door, it would stop. So something was a little messy in the body control module from the programming for being a police car. And that's supposed to be all disabled when it turns into a regular person's car, a general public car. It's supposed to be disabled, but they didn't quite disable all the stuff on this one. Yeah, it's a police interceptor. I'm not sure if it's an actual police interceptor. You should key it in and see what it comes up as. Yeah, it's a 3.9. So that's basically like the old 2.8, the 3.1, the 3.4. It's that style engine. So what did they call that? A 60-degree engine? Which I prefer. I prefer that engine over the 3.6 for sure. For me, they were easy to work on. I took a 3.1 out of that 97 Grand Am and put a 99 3.4 in it with no I did not have to do no computer changes, no all the reluctor rings were in the right place because it ran off the 3.1 computer just fine. Oh, she says it does come up as an actual police interceptor. So that was done by the factory GM guys that make the police interceptors. Just like our squad cars, which are PPVs, police patrol vehicles now. And then the state patrol, that car is called what was the state patrol car called? I'll have to look it up. No, it's not supercharged. So his name is this. So the what? Oh, Michelle didn't put it in here right. Let me copy the VIN, and I'm going to go to O'Reilly's because I just can't remember what they called the Dodge Charger. The Dodge Charger police car. So I'm going to go back to O'Reilly's now and put this VIN number in there. Okay. Let's try Parts Tech. Oh, it's a Dodge Charger Pursuit. So Dodge Charger calls their police cars pursuit cars, or Dodge does. So the Chevys are PPVs. The newer Dodges are pursuit vehicles. Alex, hey, how's it going? Can a CV axle make your tire drag? No, I don't think so. A wheel bearing or a stuck brake caliper or yeah, wheel bearing or stuck brake caliper. Brake hose. A brake hose can do it. Can you tell me what vehicle you got? Is it the front tire or the back? It's because if it's all-wheel drive, they got CV axles in the back. Michelle says, kids, damn German Shepherd chewed up the interior, so I want to put the engine into a better body. Yeah, we were looking for like a Malibu or something, but you can find a lot of Malibus because they got the 3.6 in them or something like that, and they all have bad engines. When turning, make your tire drag when turning. Why do you think your tire's dragging? That would be my other question. So a wheel bearing, if it's cocked or if it's loose, it could put pressure onto the brake caliper and cause that to put drag on your wheel. But I'm just wondering, why do you think your tire's dragging? I know what you're saying. It's like the brakes are on one wheel. But why do you think that? Is it squealing when you turn or what? Alignment could probably do it. So we're alignment, brake caliper, brake hose, or wheel bearing. I know. What do you think, Leisure? Can the CV axle cause your tire to drag? I just don't think it can. When Mexican comes back on, he might be able to help you too. It'd just be interesting to know what kind of vehicle this is. If it's all-wheel drive, yeah. I don't have any pictures of wheel bearings on here. Well, I did work on a 3500 Duramax today that I put a brake caliper on. Certain models are known for brake hoses. If you got a Jeep. Too quick to see. Run the VIN number. Well, he didn't give me a VIN number. Yeah, I did run the VIN number on it's a Dodge Charger Pursuit. Because you can't run the plate on a police car because it won't key in. So let me show you the car I'm talking about. There's lots of apps that will tell you the details of the VIN number. Yeah, I got them all. Well, I don't need them all because I got the ones I use. If the boot is ripped open and the grease ran out, the joint could have dirt in it. Might lock up when turning. Yeah. So that if a CV boot is open, the joint can get contamination, and then and especially once that happens, then they start clicking, but you'll feel that. So if it's when turning, yeah, that could cause like an issue during turning. State patrol car. Yeah, here's the Dodge Charger Pursuit. I put a radiator in there and did an oil change. VIN number, yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, I had to key in the VIN number to this car, and they call it a Dodge Charger Pursuit. Now this car, they call these PPVs, police patrol vehicles. Too quick to see. Yeah, you want to fix that boot. Well, I don't know if anybody ever said it got a ripped open boot. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of car it was. And what's the... I mean, he just said the wheel was dragging. Yeah, so I got O'Reilly's that I punch in VIN numbers. I got Parts Tech, Parts Link, Napa, Ari does it. That's our shop. Oh gosh, our shop software. Yeah. If you got a bad axle boot, the odds are it's going to be contaminated inside. And it's going to be cheaper just to replace the whole axle. The police vehicle names give you the details. Yeah, I punched it in on Parts Tech, and it says it's a Dodge Charger Pursuit. So, but like Michelle's car, that's a police interceptor because it was older. Too quick to see where you're from. We're in Grand Meadow, Minnesota. So we're southeastern Minnesota. And we got a little shop here. Just started a couple years ago. Shop outside. Here's the outside of my shop. Of course, you just seen it with the Dodge Charger Pursuit. We got two bays. I can fit three. I actually have three working bays, but two doors. That's what I meant. My YouTube sign. I'll catch up here. Yeah, some vehicles run the plate and some we have to run the VIN. Yeah, if it's a police car, we have to run the VIN. Canada. All right, Canada. Michelle has heritage in Canada. And then we have JD too, but he's not on tonight. And Mexican Spec says VIN number. Yes, I'm that guy. Yeah, VIN numbers do tell you a lot. And then the RPO codes. The modern internal combustion engine Dodge Charger Pursuit was manufactured until the end of 2023 model year, with the 7th generation Charger platform was retired. Yeah, this Dodge Charger was a 2021. And it's got just a 3.6 in it. And I drove it and it doesn't seem too peppy. Depending upon whether a squad car is equipped with the Agile V6 all-wheel drive. It was all-wheel drive. High-speed V8 rear-wheel drive layup. The key specifications for the late model 2021 to 2023 Charger Pursuit include, I think he's going to tell us, Lake of the Woods. But you might have dual citizenship and your father's from Canada, right? I had a 3.6 Pentastar, and it ran good with no ticks, and I changed the oil on it. And he's got to be getting up on his mileage to come back in for another oil change. So the 3.6 Pentastar V6 standard all-wheel drive, horsepower 300. I drove that car and it doesn't feel like 300 horse. 260 foot-pounds at 4,800. All-wheel drive 5.7 Hemi, rear-wheel drive horsepower 370 at 5,200, 395 foot-pounds of torque. It rides nice, that Charger load. No, it rides nice, but all the computers and all the equipment inside was rattling. Because he had his snow tires on still, and I asked him about them tires, and he says they were low enough on tread he can't use them next year, so they're burning them off. They're gonna use them up throughout the summer because they can't use them in the winter. They don't have enough tread. Alternator heavy duty 225 amp to handle the lights, sirens, and computers. Battery 800 amps, maintenance free. Moved to the trunk. I guess I didn't look where the battery was. I changed the radiator, and I took it out the bottom because that's what I do, and it was so easy. Other guys, because I didn't want to pull the whole. Let me put that car up here because I got to explain this to you. So the normal procedure to change that radiator is you got to pull the bumper cover off. I'm like, hell no, I'm not pulling that bumper cover off because there's a great big push bumper on the front of that. So I looked under there, and sure enough, I could drop that radiator out the bottom, and it was so simple. It took me half the time of book time. And it was easy. I didn't have to take out the Freon or nothing. I just dropped that radiator straight out the bottom. What do I know about it? I guess I don't know what you're trying to ask. You're on top of it. Yeah. No, I don't know technical stuff like you do because my computer tells me all that. I don't need to memorize that. So I'm not really like a big car guy like that where I memorize everything. Like some of the older like small blocks, I'll know a lot of the stuff. Like a 2.65 main journalist for a 400. Yeah, it was super easy. Nobody had a video on it. Next time I do one, because I know I can do it, I'm going to do a video on it. Oh, we're not trying to find. I was just trying to find out what Dodge Charger called their police cars, and I've been to, at Parts Tech, and it says it's Pursuit, like you said. Because we're talking about Michelle, she has a 2011. Is that a 2011 Chevy Impala? And I'm sure that one, we were trying to figure out if that one was an actual police interceptor, where she says she keyed it in and it was. So I believe in those years of the Chevy Impala, and hers was an undercover, that was called police interceptor. So too quick to see. Did you say where you were from? And welcome to my live stream. Nice to have you here. If I didn't say that. The 2011 Impala Interceptor. So maybe they just call it an Interceptor. Yeah, she needs an LSX. Well, we were just thinking that car has a bad struts in the back, bad sway bar links, and a bad engine mount. It's getting a little rusted. Oh, that's right, Canada. I'm making notes, so if you ever come on here again, I'll remember that, because it takes me like 5 times to remember that. So you know a lot about cars. So what's your background? And that's why I do these lives. We got to get car guys on here in case somebody needs help, and somebody did, but I think they left because we started naming off all the problems why his wheel was dragging. What could cause that? Let me see, who was that guy? Yeah, I'm not seeing who that was. Yeah, 700 horsepower would be a lot. She says she could handle a lot. So Alex was wondering when turning his and I didn't figure out what kind of car he had, but when turning, he said his wheel would drag, and I don't know exactly what he means about that, but we were figuring brake caliper, brake hose, wheel bearing, and Leisure said if it's when he's turning, that could cause like a glitch in his steering, which Leisure is correct. Also, too quick to see my background is computers, but I got my first socket set when I was 12 and my parents came home and I was rotating the tires. All right, good job. I've wrenched on cars for years in a hobby, and I go to the track fairly often. Michelle, take it to the track. Well, let me show you a picture of Michelle. So we're going to take this baby to the track. Looks like that's all the bigger the picture is. Yeah, a wheel bearing, if it's got play in it, can cause the rotor to be walked off to the side and cause a bind in your brake caliper, which then would put a drag on your wheel. I know it happens because I've driven them in the shop like that. But he said he had a drag on the wheel. We're just trying to help him out. I don't know which wheel, but he was wondering if the CV axle could cause a drag on your wheel. That's what he was wondering. Yeah, so here's what it looks like. I'll find a different picture. So the top picture is kind of what it looks like now. The middle picture, I'm at Cresco, Iowa. The bottom picture, I won at Casson, Minnesota. I was a Rhiney about going to watch some dirt track races soon. Michelle thinks it's the wheel bearing, but usually if it's the wheel bearing, it's making screeching noises. Sorry if what I can cause drag on the wheel. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out for this other guy, Alex. But I think he must have left. We're on the short feed tonight, so it's we're trying to just to pick up more people to follow our channel and get out there because the short feed is on the short feed where you scroll. Yeah, let me put me back up here. So yeah, here I am. So I got this Toyota Tacoma. I got to finish that up tomorrow. I already put ball joints and an AC compressor on it. I'm just waiting for the plug for the differential in the front. I had to order one of those. And then we got a little Chevy Aveo over there. Got to work on the clutch. And then I got a 2014 F350 Power Stroke coming in for a full service. And then I did the brake rotor on I did the brake caliper on the driver's side wheel on a 2007 GMC Sierra Classic 3500 Duramax right here. Look at the size of that caliper. But yeah, the bleeder was, I need to bleed the brakes. The bleeder was broken off. I couldn't get it out. I welded like 10 nuts on there. Just wouldn't come out. I tried a color crayon too. So I gave up on it and just ordered one. And then when I took the caliper off, the brake pads are almost shot. So I had to put brake pads in it. So Napa and O'Reilly's both came here at the end of the day. I just did this before the live stream. And I got to do it on all four wheels, so I'm just going to do one wheel at a time. So later on tomorrow, if I got more time, I'll bring it in and do the other side. We get a lot of bad wheel bearings. It's usually really bad turning, driving with shaking, etc. Yeah, bad tire, bad caliper, low tire. Yeah, low tire could probably cause drag on it too. Alignment. So where to the brake line could be collapsed, holding pressure on the brake caliper. It could be the brake caliper stuck, holding pressure on the brakes. A low tire, bad alignment, or like Leisure said, it could be something with his axle not letting the steering wheel come straight. Yeah, no, I'd never had one on the piston yet, but I had one with the pad that was wedged down into between the bracket and the rotor. Alignment at best, yeah. Alignment can do some weird things. I mean, if he's just driving down the road and it feels a little draggy, it could be the alignment. Badly warped rotor. Yeah, it could be. Usually that'll cause a shake when you step on the brakes. And sometimes it'll cause a little squeaky noise. I saw one today missing the pad. Yeah. Yeah, we get into quite a few little. I try to make a short video every day now on like my first car of the day, and yeah, I don't know. I would hate to drive a car that was just had the piston for braking. Some of them use like a Frenelic piston, and that could break all out. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut her off tonight. But so too quick to see. We're gonna have another live feed on Thursday. We have them on Tuesdays and Thursday, and Thursday we have it in the landscape mode or the long format, where I can show these pictures better and all that kind of stuff. And we're completely mobile. We can walk around the shop with my camera. So yeah, if there's anything you ever want to see, or yeah, all kinds of stuff going on here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it and sign off for tonight. And you guys are all welcome to come on Thursday night. So Thursday night I'll be at 7 p.m. Central. And too quick to see, maybe JD will come because he's from Canada, Nova Scotia. I don't know where he is. He usually comes, but he was working on, what was he working on? Some Subaru wheel bearings last time, and he was very frustrated. Yeah, thanks, Mexican. Thanks for coming. Catch up on watch some of your lives too, and we always catch up on Buffs. So maybe Buff will be back on vacation soon. Michelle says she would check the wheel itself, and if it's loose, probably a wheel bearing or loose lugs not being torqued. Yeah, thanks, Leisure. Yeah, I'm getting ready to sign off, and I got to get some supper yet tonight. So have a good night. Thanks, Leisure, for coming. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday. Yeah, got lots of racers and mechanics. What is she talking about? Have a great night. I stream from the track on. Oh, that would be awesome. Wow. I'm gonna click on your name right now and give you a subscription. I didn't know that you had your own channel. Why won't it let me go? Go to channel. That's what I wanted to do. 440. Well, make that 441. There you go, buddy. That's what kind of car is that? Is that a? I don't know. Looks like a Lambo, Ferrari, something. Okay. You got a lot more short videos. That's a your car, guy. Yeah, on Thursday night we can put up some of your channel too, because it doesn't work good on put my screen on the phone on portrait mode. But if you come on Thursday night, I'll give you a shout out on your channel. Too quick to see. Yeah, it says 441 now. 69 videos. Oh, I'm glad you said something so I could subscribe. Now how do I get this back to my chat? There we go. Spiker Spider. Yeah, that's probably what I was seeing on your cover photo. All right, I'm signing off. Thank you guys for coming. Come on Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. We're having it in Landscape. All right, thanks, guys.